Welcome back to Mining Your Future. I'm Danielle Marchand.
And I'm Maggie Dorf.
Hey, Maggie, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Remember last week when we talked about those tires costing over $100,000 each?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I want one, so I have an idea.
Okay.
How about when you go there, if you happen to see any damage, you bring them back for me?
Not so much. See, what they do is they don't only sell them, but they actually repair them too. So once a tire is damaged or pops, they retread them and send them right back out.
Well, that's not gonna work. What else have you got going on?
After that, we're going to meet the mobile equipment operator.
Ooh, okay, and?
Last but not least, we'll meet the heavy equipment mechanic trainer.
That is quite the mouthful. Well, I'm excited. But can you see what you can do about that tire?
I'll see what I can do.
Yeah. She'll totally come through. She always does.
So we're at Cal Tire, which is a phenomenal place that I feel this big at, because these tires are insane. They're ginormous. We're going to be talking to a gentleman by the name of Mike Weir. He's going to take us through the process of a tire, basically in the day of a tire. Hey, Mike.
Yes,
Nice to
Maggie.
meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Hi, Richard.
Richard, welcome to the Cal Tire Kamloops Retread plant. Great to have you folks here.
What is it that you guys do around here?
Well, those big tires that you saw back there, we retread them and we repair them. So all that stuff happens inside these walls here. You want to go take a look?
I absolutely do. Can't
All
wait.
right.
I'll follow
Let's
you.
go. My name is Mike Weir. I'm the operations manager for Cal Tire's Mining Tire Group here in Canada. Routine maintenance, repairing, retreading, recycling, we do it all A to Z.
This is really cool.
So here we have a tire that's been damaged in the field.
Okay.
It's been brought in for repair.
Right.
So the first thing we would do is we would hang it on the tree.
On the what?
On the tree. This is a tire tree.
That's cool.
And it will allow us to rotate the tire all the way around 360 degrees, and we'll give it a good inspection.
Inspection, right.
So the repair technician will probe each and every one of these cuts
Right.
to determine whether or not they've penetrated into the steel.
Right.
If one of these cuts do get into the steel,
Okay.
then water can get in there, air can get in there,
Not good.
oxidization starts to happen.
Right.
And then a pocket separation can occur right on top of the belt package.
Okay.
And could be the end of this tire. So we want to look for cuts that are into the steel there.
Gotcha.
All the way around.
Okay.
So this would be on about an 80-ton haul truck running in one of our customers' operations right now.
An 80-ton haul truck.
An 80-ton.
No way to get this on my car, eh? Like,
Oh, we could try.
We
They
could try.
look pretty good.
So a tire like that, I mean, the tires on my car, I spend a couple $100 on them every year. I'm assuming that because they're so large, they're what, like $2-3 grand-ish?
The biggest tires in the world for you, a special deal, would be about $60,000 to $70,000 a piece for one of the haulage truck tires. If you had a big fancy loader, that might cost you upwards of $90,000, $95,000 a tire.
You're kidding.
I'm not kidding. But for
Wow.
you, special deal.
For me, a special deal
That's
of
right.
$75,000. I'll take 4.
That's right.
That's fantastic.
22 years ago, I was one of those fellows that was fresh out of school, looking for a little adventure and, of course, some direction and a healthy paycheck. I had some family friends that were living and working in a little mining community nestled in the heart of the Yukon, a little town called Faro. They basically said, listen, young feller, if you want to make your mark and earn your stripes, get that healthy paycheck that you're after, then come on up. Mining is where it's at, and this is the land of opportunity. So, packed my bags and away I went. So we've inspected the tire.
We did.
You found some damage.
I did.
We found some other stuff.
We did.
Confirmed what you found. And so now we're going to take that tire, put it to another station, where we're actually going to cut into the damage that we've seen.
Cut into.
We're going to cut into it with some skivers and some other specialty tools that the guys use here.
Wow, look at
So
those
these are
tires.
obviously bigger trees, bigger tires.
Bigger trees, bigger
These
tires.
have gone through the inspection process.
Yep. So on a $70,000 tire, the damage might be, what, a couple $1,000s, right?
Depending on the size of the damage, it could be a couple $1,000s for each repair, yes.
Okay, cool. Let's go take a look.
So we can see here without touching it, remember?
Right.
You can touch that. just
I did not, you did.
Okay. You can see that it's gone down into basically the first and into the second layer of protection plies. Okay.
You keep saying skive, and that's basically chomping out the
That's a big scoop cutter.
Scoop
That it's like ice cream. You just keep scooping it out with the proper tools, and they get down and they see the damage and how deep it went. So that's a little one that they would fill in
Right.
with rubber,
Yeah.
and then they would cure it, bring it back to its original state basically, and back to work it goes. So once the technician has skived out all of the damage around the cut, and they've chased it so there's no separations remaining anywhere where rubber meets steel, now we have to fill the rubber back in.
Okay.
So we bring it over to Mike over here,
Okay.
who is applying some of our heated fill rubber.
Oh, wow.
So this is it's manually intensive, takes a lot of training to do this.
Okay.
You need to make sure you cut the pieces that you want in there at
Yeah.
the right size. It's preheated in an oven, and as he's putting it on there, the key is to make sure there's no air pockets, rubber between rubber.
Right.
It's going to give you trouble later on.
Gotcha.
So after Mike is done filling this tire
Right.
and getting it sculpted to the original tread that he wants,
Okay.
then we have to cure it. And to cure it, we'll move it to another station, apply heat and pressure.
Let's go do that.
All right. There's actually some pretty cool earth-moving equipment that is involved with this mining industry. And I found out that Cal Tire was hiring. And that was somewhat strange to me. I was very familiar with Cal Tire, but I didn't realize that they were into mining. So I found out 22 years ago that they were very much into mining. And actually, we date back 40 years in our mining tire group. Had an interview with them, found out a little bit more. They found out some more about me. And well, here we are. 22 years later, I guess it was a good fit. So we bring the tire in, we inspect it, we skive it, we fill it, and now we cure it. So in order to cure the rubber that we've put in, we need to apply heat and pressure. So this is a heat pad. There's a heat pad just like this inside the tire as well.
Can I touch it?
You can touch it. Underneath here, there would have been a repair. So the heat is going to be applied, but now we need pressure. So
Yeah.
we'll put an airbag inside,
Right.
airbag outside. We'll wrap it with straps
Okay.
to hold everything in place.
Yep.
We'll heat this up to about 275 degrees Fahrenheit.
Oh, wow.
And then depending on the size of the repair itself, it will cure for about 10 to 12 hours.
So you guys bake here too?
We bake here.
Wow, we
Yep.
had ice cream back there that we were scooping out. Now we're baking.
It's all similar, I'll tell you.
I like this
That's
place.
right. Getting hungry yet?
I like-
Yeah. And then over here,
Yeah.
we have the finished product.
Wow.
So we have a tire here that's been through its curing process.
Yep.
It's come in for inspection,
Okay.
a little bit of cosmetic cleanup,
Okay.
and back to the customer it goes.
Fantastic.
The industry itself is the path of opportunity. Mining is a global business with global opportunities, and BC and Canada are right in the thick of it.
Talk about learning something new every day. Not only did I discover that Cal Tire plays a huge role in the BC mining industry, but also just how huge those tires can get. Spending the day with Mike was a pretty humbling experience and a lot of fun.
ResCan Environmental Services is a Canadian-owned environmental consulting firm. ResCan has won numerous awards such as BC's Top Employer, Canada's Greenest Employer, Canada's Best Managed Company, and the one that matters most to the company's CEO, Clem, the Mining Community Blood Donor Challenge.
We've been fortunate enough, I believe, to have won it 6 out of 7 times. People at ResCan have been very charitable and taken their time and gone to give blood. ResCan has won a lot of awards, and this is one of the awards that I'm the most proud of.
Hey, are you forgetting something? Either my tire shrunk or you're not delivering?
No. As I said before I went, which I confirmed when I went, that they not only sell them, but they also fix them. So if they do get damaged or if they pop, they retread them and they go back out. No tire, Danielle. Do you have $100,000?
No, I don't. Exactly. So what's up next?
Next, we have the mobile equipment operator.
Ooh, sounds like the jack of all trades.
Yep, pretty much, except he's the jack of all equipment.
So I take it it's one of those jobs where you get dirty and there's machine stuff.
I take it you're not coming with.
No, I look very pretty today.
Yes, you do. Okay, well, I will see you later then.
Oh, and don't forget your PPE.
Today we're at Lehigh in Sechelt, BC, and we're here to meet a guy by the name of Chris. Chris is a mobile equipment operator, which basically means that he can operate any heavy-duty piece of equipment here on site. Now, I've done this enough to know that in these places it's safety, safety, safety. So I want to cross my T's and dot my I's before I even head out to the site. Steel-toed boots? Check. High-vis vest? Check. Hard hat? Darn it! Hey, Chris.
Hi, Maggie.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
I'm looking forward to following you around.
You wanna get started?
Absolutely.
All right, let's go. My name's Chris Silvey. I'm a mobile equipment operator at Lehigh in Seashell Division. I like operating the equipment. I get to run a number of different machines. Keeps me on the coast where I was born and raising my kids on the coast.
We sort of just make sure that the machine is
Yeah, make sure it's in running
all in
order.
good form.
Make sure nothing's in need of getting fixed.
Yeah.
Not gonna
Break
not
down
gonna
on
break
us halfway.
anything. Well, in here, just checking the V-belts,
Yeah.
leaks,
Yeah.
check all my hoses, check hydraulic hoses. I'm just looking for leaks and loose bolts.
Oh, yeah.
We have an auto greasing system.
Yeah.
So every 12 to 15 minutes, it'll pump grease through
Oh, cool.
throughout the entire loader.
That's really neat. This is so impressive. I got to tell you, every time I walk in front of this bucket, I'm like, wow. One little, look at that. One, what do you call those?
Tooth.
Tooth. Oh, cool. A throne for one.
Drone for one.
When you're working, do you usually do like the AC/DC? You do, you totally do. He totally does.
Yes, music's usually pretty loud. Right out of high school, I was trying to get into the industry. Basically, everything I was kind of working towards was to get my skills to get into a pit somewhere. Eventually, it paid off. Every day is different. Depending what machine I'm on, I could be pushing for the barges on the dozer, excavator, or the loader. I could be loading trucks in one of the pits on either the loader or the excavator. It's nice to have a variety of things to do. Nothing's ever the same. It is just a big sandbox.
During the day with Chris, I noticed that he really is living every kid's dream. If you think about it, the gravel pit where he works is simply an oversized sandbox. What child doesn't love scooping up sand, pouring it into the truck, driving it over, and then dumping it out? Little do they know, you can make great money doing just that.
I'm like totally upset with you for not taking me on all that fun. And the only thing that's saving you is the fact that there's one seat in there. Anyways, you did have a ton of fun without me. I just wanted you to tell me what you're about to do here. Like, what are you dumping it in there for?
Just going to be feeding the jaw from the stockpile, feeding it directly into the jaw. Usually when we have downtime at the jaw, to keep the trucks rolling, we just dump in the stockpile.
Okay. More fun without me, Chris? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Yes.
Man, this sucks.
I bet one other thing those 5- and 6-year-olds in that sandbox don't know is just how vital sand and gravel, also known as aggregates, are in their everyday lives. What Chris does directly affects so many parts of their world. The roads they take to school, the stadium they go to the soccer game with Dad to, or the SkyTrain that Mom takes to work. All would not exist if it wasn't for places like Lehigh Materials.
Hey,
What's wrong? Are you okay?
I'm a little upset.
Why?
Well, the last job that I went to go shadow, I got to operate nothing.
Well, I'm sure where you're going next is going to cheer you up, right?
Next, I have the heavy equipment mechanic trainer.
Wow, it sounds important.
It certainly is. This guy not only fixes the equipment, but he also teaches other people to fix it as well. So as I had mentioned before, the equipment being down is a pretty bad thing at these sites. It costs a lot of money. So very important.
I bet. Well, I know you're a little bit down not being able to kind of, get your hands dirty with any piece of equipment before. But something tells me, you know what, you gotta think positive. You're gonna enjoy this experience, and I can't wait to hear what you got.
Think positive.
Absolutely.
Think positive, and I'll get to operate equipment.
You got it. Positive. Positive vibe.
So we're just outside of Princeton at a copper mine where we're going to meet a guy by the name of Sean. Sean is a heavy-duty equipment technician and trainer. Let's go meet him. Hey, Sean. Wow, that is a long way down, man.
It is, yeah.
Nice to meet you.
You too, Sean.
You're the technician who works on these.
I am, yeah. We working on this one today, and there's a couple more out in the field actually that need some work. So if you're here, you can tag along and let's go fix them.
Right on, let's do it.
Cool. My name is Sean Porteous. I'm a heavy equipment technician and trainer. I work for SMS Equipment, and we service Komatsu equipment. My father's a heavy-duty mechanic, and he got me into the trade. And one day, I just woke up and I went to work, and for some reason, it made sense. It clicked. From then on, I actually like going to work. I love it. It's a good trade, it's a good job, and it's a good company.
So when you come in the morning, is this kind of typically what you do? You grab some...
Yeah, it's a pre-inspection sheet for the D375 Komatsu dozer.
Right.
And long story short, you bring it in, you get somebody to wash it, then we do a full visual inspection on the machine.
Okay. And this is the washed version, or no?
The wash version?
Yeah.
No.
No, not yet,
No.
right?
Not yet.
I was thinking, wow, this is as
Sometimes
clean as
it's
they could get it, eh?
Yeah.
So aside from fixing these puppies, I know that you actually train newbies and stuff once they come along in order to make more of you per se, right? So that there's more guys out in the field who can actually work on these machines.
Sometimes when I get hired here at the mine, the foremans at Copper Mountain stick me with one of their newer guys or somebody that doesn't know as much on the piece of equipment. And then I run through the piece of equipment with them and show them what I know.
Sure.
And it just slowly progresses, and next time they can teach somebody, you know?
Right, so they have the knowledge to work on it themselves or pass it on. That's really cool.
It's not always clean, it's not always warm, it's not always cold. You're wearing coveralls, but you know what? You go at the end of the day with a good paying job and a career, get the job done, and you get a thanks from the bosses, and that's the best thing to drive home to, is the customer's happy. So this is a maintenance pitch shop yard, right?
Okay.
So all the equipment the operators bring in and park all the broken down pieces of equipment or something that's due for service.
Right. And on a nice day like today, you could easily work on stuff out here too, right?
Sometimes I'd rather work outside.
Sure,
More
sure.
room, easier. And,
yeah, makes sense.
But weather's not always on your side, right?
I was just gonna ask, you know, like, I mean, just because we're out here today on a nice sunny day doesn't mean that you're always working in these conditions,
yeah,
eh?
it's very true, yeah.
And these trucks aren't meant to look pretty, they're meant to do a heavy duty
Meant
job.
to make money, meant to make the money.
For Pete's sake.
Why wouldn't you want to be a mechanic in these days, you know, working at a mine, going around, jumping on big Tonka trucks, working on big shovels, and, you know, getting paid to do it. It's really actually fun. A lot of people don't really know exactly what it is. Like, oh, you work at a mine, and, you know, the old pictures of the coal miners coming out of inside a hole, but...
For sure.
Yeah, this is a big open pit, you know. It's nice, fresh air, and keeps you alive, for sure.
So where are we headed to now?
Down to the 1200. I'll show you the big 1200 loader, and we just did a big overhaul on it. The biggest job that you can do on the 1200 team's a transmission out.
How long did something like that take?
4 mechanics, 2 on day shift, 2 on night shift.
Wow.
And we did it in 5 days.
Wow.
That piece of equipment makes, like, I think $1,200 to $1,800 an hour. So.
Wow.
So that's our big 1200. When I say big, it's the biggest in the world for a mechanical loader.
Oh, you're kidding?
Yeah.
The biggest mechanical loader in the world?
Yeah.
That's impressive. If something happened to this loader right now, would you guys take it from here back to the shop, or would everyone come here and work on it here?
If it broke down here in the field, get it going right here.
Right here?
Yeah.
You guys mentioned that when the equipment comes in originally, it comes in pieces, right?
Yeah.
And then you have to put it together. So does a technician like yourself take part in that putting together process?
Yeah. It came in actually 13 low beds, so.
No way. So in 13 separate chunks?
No, like 800 separate chunks.
Oh, 800?
13 big super beads.
Oh, okay.
Besides driving home at the end of the day, you actually get a good bond with the people that you work with, and you know, you get friends with them and you get a good work relationship with them, right? So you meet a lot of new cool people, and it's like your second family here, so you look after each other.
Sean takes great pride in what he does at SMS Komatsu, not only fixing the equipment, but also teaching and mentoring other mechanics to have the skill set to do the same. When the equipment breaks down, it costs the company so much money per minute that Sean makes it a personal challenge for him and his team to get it back up and running ASAP. The adrenaline is great, and the pay is even better.
Hi, I'm Rob Stevens. Welcome back to Fact Digging. Did you know that the mining industry is the safest heavy industry in British Columbia? Mine workers start each shift by considering and reviewing the safety protocols for their job. And mines in BC are required to maintain mine rescue teams from within positions across the mine site. British Columbia and Canada are world leaders in mineral exploration and mining safety.
Hey, so did you get to operate anything?
No, I didn't.
Oh.
But I learned a ton. Being a mechanic trainer takes tons of patience, not only to repair this stuff, but to know all about it and then to teach other people how to do it. Ton of patience. So it was good. It was good.
Where are you going next week?
Oh my gosh, that's right. The superintendent. I know I can talk him into operating something. I got this.
And then after that?
After that, I will meet Bethan. She is the HR coordinator. That's human resources.
Oh, no, I know what HR means, but what does she do within it?
Bethan is responsible for taking a look at the company as a whole, where they're missing personnel, and then they go and recruit them and place them in those spots.
I like that job.
Really? Mm-hmm. More than this.
Never more than this. You know what, next week actually seems like it's packed with a lot of fun things to learn, and I'm very excited, so please join us on Mining Your Future.